Hey Scrubbers, it's Vanessa here, and today I am playing along with Rediscover Your Stash, and the product focus or the theme for this month is the color orange. And so in the description box below, I'll have a list of everyone who's playing along, so you can go ahead and hop along. I believe there are quite a few people playing along this month. So be sure to hop along and get lots of inspiration using the color orange. I know for me, this isn't a color that I scrapbook with a ton. So for my project today, you saw at the beginning of the video, I did start out with that wood grain, which I did gut the center of, and then I have a piece of ledger paper that I cut down to 11.5. And so that's going to be my background. And now I have my pattern papers here that I pulled and my photos, and basically what I'm showing here is I am going to go ahead and mat my photos with these 3 pattern papers, and then that last one I'm thinking about taking that ruler that you see to the side and kind of doing like a torn edge with the edge of that ruler. These other 2 pattern papers that I am showing here, I am looking at those at cutting them down to about a 1.5 or 1.25, I believe, for the orange polka dot, and then the floral is just a 1 inch. At first I thought I was going to cut 3 sets of those sort of banner strips of pattern paper, but in the end I only do the ones that you see there. I don't actually end up using any more of those 2 patterns. But as you can see, I have for my orange, I have plenty of different variations of the color orange. I went through my pattern papers and sort of just pulled papers that had orange, and there's like a peachy orange, but I'm going to call it orange. And so those are the pattern papers, and I'm just showing you, here's sort of my idea of where I'm going to lay out my photos. And off camera I did take this stamp set and that spiced marmalade color, and I did stamp and create my own letters for my title. So I know that I'm going to have my title go at the top, my 2 photos, 2 the smaller ones closer to the left, and then down at the bottom I have my larger photo. So I'm giving you an idea here of where I want to lay everything down, and I do have rub-ons that are super old that I'm going to bring in, and so first I needed to mat my photos though, so I could figure out exactly how big they were going to be once they were matted and be able to place those on the page. So that's what I'm doing here, and originally I had done this real time, and so that's why you see my hands and I'm sort of talking while I'm creating this. The voiceover didn't record correctly, so I had to do a voiceover instead of the real time, so it is sped up. So now I'm kind of walking you through what I was sort of talking about here as I was putting the layout down. So these are those rub-ons that are from Recollections, I think they were. And they are super old. I don't know what the date of them are, but they are definitely older rub-ons. I will tell you they work perfectly, and so I'm really glad to get those used up, which is great for the Rediscover Your Stash, because these have definitely been in my stash for a long time. So I was really happy to get them out of my stash and used on a page. So here's where I'm just sort of trying to figure out where those rub-ons are going to go, because obviously to put those down I had to have my photos at least an idea of where they're going to show up, so that I wasn't going to completely cover up all of these rub-ons. So basically I'm going to do 1 rub-on on camera, just to show you how easily these were able to rub onto the page. Like I said, they worked beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead off camera, rub all of those rub-ons down, and then add the Distress Spritz and Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine in some splatters to the background, as well as adding my title. That's all sort of stuff that isn't so fun to watch, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Here you see I have my photos are all down, my title is down, and I did add some of these canvas letters to create the word to, and these are from Prima, and looking at the date on those, they were from 2012. So again, really going into my stash for this layout for sure. And now that I have sort of all of these pieces in place, I'm now going to work on just the embellishment clusters, and I just pulled out a whole variety of orange embellishments from my stash. I keep a lot of my embellishments in color drawers and things like that, and so I just pulled all the orange that I could find. And these little circles that have, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they are like a little Mickey head. Those are from, I want to say, is it Craft and Ink? Something along that line. I forget. She has an Etsy shop on, and she has lots of Disney related items. And so that's where that die came from that I cut those out from. So those are going to be used in each of my clusters to hold a piece of flair. I have that first one in the top cluster, and then I have 2 Scrap and Happy Studio flair that are going to go in each of the other 2 centers. Once I have that, I am going to grab some puffy hearts. Those I had in my stash, and I like the element that those add a bit of a different texture to this page as well. I have 2 brads that I pulled from my stash that were orange, and I'm going to go ahead and add those to each of my embellishment clusters. And then here you see I have just a little piece of wax paper where I went through some stickers and some puffy stickers, and they were all orange. I have some foxes because it's both of my kids in these photos. I have some little pop or soda pop cans because we're at an arcade, so of course we had drinks. And then I just had some little hearts as well. So just anything I could find that was orange, just to finish off my embellishment clusters. To finish off the page, I'm going to add these enamel dots, and once those are down, that's going to complete this page. And so if you haven't guessed, these are my kids at an arcade in the Contempora at Disney World, and so this was one of their favorite arcade rides to go and play in the arcade. So here are the still photos, and with that, guys, don't forget to check out everyone else who's playing along with this hop, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.